Hi, welcome back to Cheyenne, Wyoming Urban Gardener. This is Debbie, and we are staring at a whole pile of meat that I just picked up from Sam's Club because we are beginning to stock up our new freezer, getting everything stocked up because the prices are just going to keep getting higher. Inflation is bad, so we are stocking our freezer up. We got loads of pork chops at Sam's Club on reduced price. Everything that I got was reduced price, and I've already packed it into separate bags. I do have a food saver, but I honestly think that it's not as cost efficient because the bags for the food saver are way more expensive than they are for just getting the Ziploc bags, which we also get at Sam's Club as well. We keep the membership only for the bulk items like Ziploc bags and things like that that you can't get very many of at a regular grocery store. You only get one box or maybe two boxes at the most, and they're way more expensive. So we got everything all separated and packed up for some pork country style ribs. I got that at reduced price. Everything here was reduced price. Everything was less than $15. Most of it was less than $10, and some of it was like $5.46. We do enjoy lamb chops on occasion, and they had this pack of lamb chops for $5.46, which is a really good price for lamb that is grass-fed. This is New Zealand lamb, so we got that, and we'll just leave that in its container when it heads to the freezer. We got packs of really nice quality cut pork chops, so we got all of those separated out. You can just see how many bags that I have. And then we also had two big packs of assorted pork chops, which just means that they were just cut in all different kinds of styles, most of which ended up being the size of pork roasts. So we packed two pork roasts in two Ziploc bags, and then the rest of them are assorted pork chops, and then the really nice quality pork chops, which we had a lot of. And then we also got some oxtails. We make an oxtail stew that is really, really good. My daughter doesn't care for it, but the rest of the family does. So I got those, and this is a great price that we do not normally see anymore. You can see how many oxtails are in there, and this makes a wonderful, very tender, very nice stew. So we have two packs of those, and then we got two big chuck roasts. The pack of chuck roasts for two large chuck roasts was, I believe, $18, so that was the most expensive one. But there were two, like I said, really large, nice chuck roasts in there. It equaled up to a little bit more than $3 a pound, which is unheard of right now. So we ended up getting two of those and packed them separately. Then we got the two packs of oxtails, the pack of lamb chops, and I think we ended up with like 5 or 6 packs of the pork chops, assorted pork chops, and the very nice quality pork chops. And that's what we're going to pack into the freezer all in all, so we can stand back. You can see how much meat that was. And like I said, we're also ordering a half a cow. And now I'm going to go ahead and show you the freezer. And here we have our new freezer. This is a Kenmore Freezer, 18.9 cubic feet. As you can see, it is about as much as our area will handle. We actually have two freezers. One is a 7 cubic foot. You can see I'm getting ready to stack the meat inside of the freezer. And I apologize for the mess because we had to move a lot of things down here around just to get that freezer in. So this is a 7 cubic foot we've had for about 6 years now. It's been working great, but really is just not big enough for us to have a whole lot of meat to stock away for the winter. So we did go ahead and get this 18.9 Kenmore. We got it at Lowe's. It was actually really cheap, and then it ended up coming with a couple of dings in the top. The freezer still works fine, but it did have a couple of dings, and they are going to go ahead and credit us quite a large amount off of the freezer for the dings. You can see this one right here, and there was a bunch of scrapes on it. So I don't know if this freezer maybe went to another house and it ended up getting damaged, and or whatever, somebody called and had them come back and get it or something. So it ended up with some dings, and we're getting a huge amount off of it, but the freezer actually works fine. So there is the freezer, and of course it is Energy Star rated and all of that. We did level it. We've got it all leveled up, and you can see it is really, really big in comparison with the 7 cubic foot freezer that we have. And it just comes with the one basket in here, but there is enough space in here that I could fit inside this freezer, and probably another of me. So it is just really a super huge freezer for us. I mean, I know that there are bigger. We actually looked at some of the 23 cubic foot and larger freezers, but honestly, it just would not have fit in this space. This used to be where some dryers were in our basement. This house is big, so we do have connections for 2 washers, 2 dryers, all of that stuff. But we only have 1 washer, 1 dryer, and we went in ahead and put in the extra freezer. Something that I do not show very often is some of our storage that we have here in the big house. This is in the basement down in the house, and there's a cabinet that hangs up on the wall. It's just an old cabinet, probably was in the kitchen before they remodeled the prior owners. So they just stuck it down here because it had a lot of cabinet space. So we keep a lot of our dry goods in here, like napkins and Ziploc bags and trash bags, extra ones in here. And then some of our appliances as well. So in here we just have some pots and pans and more trash bags, baby wipes, because my partner does go out to the range and he shoots out there, so he keeps baby wipes to wipe any residue that comes off of the from shooting the guns. And just a popcorn maker we keep up there. It's just kind of a novelty. An extra coffee maker, an ice cream maker. So we keep some of our stuff down here, some of the appliances that we do not use all the time. I'm actually not a big ice cream eater. I maybe eat ice cream 3 or 4 times a year. Otherwise, I'm not really that much of an ice cream person, and or chips or anything like that. We just generally eat a lot of vegetables and fruits and meat. We also have a cabinet above our small freezer. We did move the smaller freezer over here underneath the cabinet. This is basically in our laundry room. And we do have a storage of paper towels in here, as well as some of our laundry supplies, extras and stuff like that. We still have room to get some more. I'm just sending my daughter out right now to pick up some more laundry detergent and things to put in here to have it stocked up, so that way we don't have to buy it so often. And this is where our pantry is. We have our pantry down in the basement. There used to be a pantry in the kitchen, but when they remodeled the kitchen, they actually made that into a bathroom in the kitchen area. And this got converted into basically the pantry areas. This is where I chose when we moved into the house. And we put in some extra shelves. I've shown the pantry area a couple times, but I had not shown the extra storage that we have. So we have this in here for pantry, and we just have it lined with shelves. We're actually considering getting some more shelves in here, and we do have kind of a rotation process. Things come out as they start to get close to date, and the newer things go behind. But there's a lot of things, honestly, that you can store for quite a long time, and even with them being out of date and still be usable items. So I know that's controversial. A lot of people don't like that, but we have never had an issue with it, and we will continue to do it that way. But we do have our extra vegetable oils and olive oils. We don't use a whole lot of vegetable oil, so it kind of ends up just sitting for a while. But we use olive oil more often and avocado oil, so we keep stocks of that. We do keep some kitty litter, even though we don't have cats, because that's for spills, like grease spills and things like that. It is the best to just get that on up. And I've been doing some cleaning in here, so you're going to see some little bits and pieces of stuff in here because I've been doing some cleaning. We keep extra mango juice, and that's our favorite variety. Actually comes from Costco. extra pasta sauces, which I actually need to get in here and get some more pasta sauce. And I do make pasta sauce as well, but we just don't have enough pasta sauce that I've made last fall to compensate for how much and how often we use it. We actually eat a lot of spaghetti and make a lot of noodles and things like that. But we keep a lot of our extra stuff in here. And then anytime that I see something that is on clearance that I know that we're going to use, like pineapple, because we sometimes make pineapple upside down cake, or we just put it in fruit salads, then I get extras of those. I think I got those for like 70 cents a can, and that is the Deluxe Gold Del Monte. And sometimes things end up in not the same place, and you can see I got these on clearance as well, half off of $2.79, so that was really cheap for those. It's Crystal Light Pure Lemonade, and it does not have any aspartame or artificial sweeteners in it, so that's why I got those. We try to steer clear of aspartame, and right now with me stopping drinking sodas or anything, I do have to have a little flavor in my water. I drink a lot of water as well, a lot more than I used to, but I do need a little flavor. Didn't want to feel like I'm completely deprived of everything. So I've been getting those when I can catch them on clearance. And then, of course, we have a lot of crackers and cereals and things like that up here for my grandson. And all kinds of, we do keep backup beef broth and chicken broth, even though I make all of those as well, just in case. We have loads of different teas back here. And then also that I do dry a lot of our own herbs for teas, and extras of just about everything, ketchups, mustards, mayonnaise, all of that we do keep in here as well. And then there's some other storage as well. Let me show you that. We do have a pretty neat little staircase here that comes down into the basement. It has a little cut out wooden squirrel on here because we have lots of squirrels outside, and then little cutouts along in the banisters, I guess, that go up into that staircase. So it just is a little hole underneath our stairs for some more storage. And I had mentioned in a previous video that we do keep MREs, and you can see we do have MREs right there, boxes and boxes of MREs. And we also keep chocolate in here from all over the world. So we have a bunch of chocolate in several of these containers, boxes, bags. And my partner keeps his tuna down here because he likes to get the albacore tuna from Costco, the Kirkland brand. So we have that down there. I actually have some upstairs as well. It's not like we're hiding it from everybody. We just keep it. And I'm sorry, it's really dark in here. There's not a light. So I can't really show a whole lot, but I can just show you what's up front. We also have some wines in here that he enjoys. Some Riesling, and I think there's a Lebanese wine in here, and I forget the name of it. So we keep those in here. We don't do a lot of wine drinking. That's very rare too. Maybe once a year or something we might do that. And I've actually not drank anything in about 3 years now at all. Not wine or anything. So we do that. And then he does keep some other things like extras that come out of the MREs. We just toss them into a box over here. And eventually those get used. So that is some more storage that we have. And I can't really show a whole lot, but this is the area downstairs where we actually use for his computer lab information and stuff like that, because he is a computer programmer and coder. That is my partner. And we do keep an entire area of the basement for that. It actually wraps around that way. And we actually have a refrigerator that gets down to like negative 20 degrees or something Fahrenheit, Celsius. So we have that. It's seriously an interesting machine, but he basically keeps some of the computer chips that he creates in there. And then of course we have like a container that like keeps everything completely airtight. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff in here, and that's exactly what my partner does. When I've mentioned the old boiler in the past, I've talked about the boiler that we have that actually was in the house in the early 1920s. It's called an American Radiator Company. It was originally a coal radiator boiler, and it has been converted to gas. We're not really sure when it was converted, but it still operates. It still maintains heat all throughout the house in the wintertime, and it actually works really, really well. And is the most efficient for this size of a house that we have. Our electric bills are not super expensive. They're about the same as having a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, which is what I had before I moved here to Cheyenne, Wyoming, back in East Tennessee. Our electric bills were about the same, and I had central heat and air in Jonesboro. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see this. This is a room down in our boiler room off to the side. It's kind of like a cellar. So you can see here, it just kind of right here is the actual boiler. And then when you turn here, you can see this little room off to the side. And it isn't airtight or anything like that. It used to be a coal chute for coal to come down into the house. And it has kind of been blocked off, but this room would be able to hold more canning if I wanted to. And I just have not put anything in it. We just have a couple of boxes in here, but it does have shelves. They're just kind of, I mean, it's stable, but it's just a kind of a hole in the wall. And it does have shelves and things. If I got in here and I cleaned it out because it needs some cleaning, then we could use that for extra storage. And it does have a light in here, probably an old 60s or 70s lamp that we could connect up and have that running in here. And as you can see, it does have shelves and all of that. So it has been waterproofed with some sort of waterproof paint on the walls, and it's just basically brick walls and stone walls down in here. This is an old house, 1883. So it's just a little bit of an old space, and we do have shelves and things in here. A lot of people are afraid of it. I'm not afraid of it at all. I've never seen anything in this house that's paranormal or anything like that. So that is this area. So it's basically 2 sets of shelves I could use for more canning supplies. We may do that this season. Depends on how much we get out of the garden. Because I know that we're going to be adding to stocked pantry that we already have. So we do have that in here. So that's a little bit more about my storage than you knew before, and a little bit more about the house that you've never seen before. And we do also have 2 hot water heaters in here. These are gas hot water heaters, and you can actually see a shower that we have over here. We actually have 7 bathrooms in this house, but this is a bathroom basically where they put a shower over in the boiler room, and I'm not sure if that was just because perhaps someone, if they got anything on them, paint or something like that, that they could hop into that shower. The shower works. I've used it before when we've had extra company and things. Works fine. But we do have 2 heaters in here, hot water heaters, because one just was not enough for this big of a house. So we basically chain linked them together. We also have a water softening system in here, which we don't use. We actually just turned it off completely. I've not had any issues with the water here being hard. So I'm not sure why they put the water softening system in here, but we do have it in here in case we ever wanted to use it. So that is that. And they actually kept, the prior owners kept all of this salt for that system as well. So we have that here in case we ever needed to use it. And then there's just extra storage for paints, things like that in the house as well.
Why'd you go there?
I apologize if you heard that. That was my grandson and my daughter. He was having a little issue with some potty time. Anyway, this is underneath our other stairs. This is another storage area that we have. And I just keep all of my canning supplies in here. We have our water canner in there. Can't see it because there's just a lot of boxes. It's actually a lot bigger space than what it looks like because it actually goes back both ways. So there we have the canning area, but anyway, that is just a lot of our storage. There's still more throughout the house that I will show at another time, but like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for notices on new videos as they come out, and make sure that you are getting stocked up with all of the food that you need to store through the winter, and look into investing in a freezer so you can have more food available when you need it through the winter without having to get out. Not only for the weather situation, if you have cold weather where you are, but also in case prices go higher. So we will see you in the next one.